Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and to another video. Last week, I made a video dialogue set in a workplace, and I used a lot of phrases and vocabulary related to work. And I noticed that a lot of people didn't know most of them. So in this video, we'll learn some of the most common workplace phrases and expressions people use daily in English, especially in casual real-life work situations. These include phrasal verbs, idioms, and useful expressions related to work life. And we'll be learning and using them right away to consolidate our knowledge in our favorite just listen and repeat format. All right, without further ado, let's get to it. Our first phrase is call in sick. This means letting your workplace know that you're not coming in because you're sick. And here's our example sentence, and get ready to repeat after me. I had to call in sick today. I think I've caught something. I had to call in sick today. I think I've caught something. Our next phrase is call off work, which means you're choosing not to go to work for any reason, not just being sick. I'm calling off work tomorrow for a family emergency. I'm calling off work tomorrow for a family emergency. Let's move on to take a day off, which means you're planning ahead to not work for a specific day. I'm taking a day off on Friday to recharge. I'm taking a day off on Friday to recharge. Up next, we've got clock in, which means starting your work shift, usually using a system or app to log the time. I clock in at 8 every morning. I clock in at 8 every morning. Another phrase is clock out, the opposite of clocking in. This is how you end your workday. Don't forget to clock out before you leave. Don't forget to clock out before you leave. Another useful phrase is work overtime. This means working more hours than your regular shift. I had to work overtime last night to finish everything. I had to work overtime last night to finish everything. Here's one you'll hear often, on the clock, which means you're currently working and getting paid for your time. You shouldn't be on social media while you're on the clock. You shouldn't be on social media while you're on the clock. And here's its opposite, off the clock, which means you're not working and not getting paid, often used when people still do work-related things during personal time. I answered a few emails off the clock. I answered a few emails off the clock. Here's one you'll hear often, follow up, which means checking back with someone or continuing a conversation. I'll follow up with her tomorrow about the order. I'll follow up with her tomorrow about the order. Next on the list is touch base, a casual way to say let's check in or let's talk briefly. Let's touch base later this afternoon. Let's touch base later this afternoon. Now let's talk about this one, keep me posted, which means ask someone to keep you updated or informed. Keep me posted if anything changes. Keep me posted if anything changes. Our next phrase is check in, which means to see how things are going or ask for an update. Just checking in. How's the project coming along? Just checking in. How's the project coming along? Now let's check this one out. Wrap up. This means to finish or conclude something like a task or a meeting. Let's wrap up this call in the next few minutes. Let's wrap up this call in the next few minutes. One more to know is run it by someone. You use it when you want to share an idea or plan with someone for feedback or approval. Can I run this by you before I send it out? Can I run this by you before I send it out? This one comes up a lot. Take on. To accept responsibility for a task or project. I can take on the new assignment if needed. I can take on the new assignment if needed. Another go-to phrase is catch up on, which means to finish something you're behind on. I need to catch up on emails this afternoon. I need to catch up on emails this afternoon. Here's a good one to remember. Fall behind, which means to get delayed or not keep up with your tasks. I've fallen behind on my reports this week. I've fallen behind on my reports this week. And you've probably heard this one. Get ahead, which means to make progress in advance or get extra work done early. I stayed a bit late yesterday to get ahead for this week. I stayed a bit late yesterday to get ahead for this week. Okay, let's break down another one. Meet a deadline, which means to finish something by its due date. We need to meet the deadline by Friday. We need to meet the deadline by Friday. Another everyday expression is get back to someone, which means you'll reply or respond to someone later. I'll get back to you after the meeting. I'll get back to you after the meeting. Our next phrase is flexible hours. This means your work schedule isn't fixed. You have freedom to start or finish at different times. My job offers flexible hours, so I can come in a little later if needed. My job offers flexible hours, so I can come in a little later if needed. And the next one is fixed schedule, which means you work the same hours every day, like a set 9 to 5. I work a fixed schedule, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. I work a fixed schedule, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4. And here's a handy two phrases, part-time and full-time. Part-time means that you're working fewer hours in a week, and full-time means that you're working the standard 35-40 hours. She's looking for a full-time position with benefits. She's looking for a full-time position with benefits. Now let's take a look at this one. Call it a day. This is a casual way to say, let's stop working right now. It's already 6 p.m. Let's call it a day. It's already 6 p.m. Let's call it a day. Our next phrase is be running late, which means you're not on time or behind schedule. Sorry, I'm running late for the Zoom call. Sorry, I'm running late for the Zoom call. Now keep this one in your back pocket. No show. This is someone who doesn't show up for work or a meeting. One of the new hires was a no-show today. One of the new hires was a no-show today. Now let's talk about this one. Be in the loop, which means you're informed and up to date on what's going on. Make sure I'm in the loop about the changes. Make sure I'm in the loop about the changes. And the next one, of course, is be out of the loop, which means you're not informed or have missed updates. I've been out of the loop since I was on vacation. I've been out of the loop since I was on vacation. Now let's check this one out. Give someone a heads up, which means to warn or inform someone about something ahead of time. Just giving you a heads up, the deadline might move up. Just giving you a heads up, the deadline might move up. One more to know, run late on something, which means you're behind schedule on a task or project. I'm running late on the budget report. I'm running late on the budget report. Our next phrase is send it over. This means to email or share a file. Can you send that file over when you get a chance? Can you send that file over when you get a chance? This one comes up a lot. Loop someone in. This means to include someone in a conversation or email thread. Loop Karen in on the email so that she's aware. Loop Karen in on the email so that she's aware. And the next one is handle it, which means to take care of a task or problem. Don't worry about the client. I'll handle it. Don't worry about the client. I'll handle it. Coming up next, be swamped, which means you're very busy with work. I'd love to join, but I'm swamped right now. I'd love to join, but I'm swamped right now. Next, we're looking at be slammed. Similar to swamped, this means you're overwhelmed with tasks. We've been slammed all week with new orders. We've been slammed all week with new orders. This is another good one to know. Take initiative, which means to do something helpful or important without being told. Thanks for taking initiative on the redesign. Thanks for taking initiative on the redesign. Now let's unpack this one. Wear many hats, which means you do a variety of roles or tasks, especially in a small team. In startups, we all wear many hats. In startups, we all wear many hats. Our next phrase is light workload, which means you don't have a lot to do. Things are pretty manageable. This week's been quiet. I've had a light workload. This week's been quiet. I've had a light workload. Let's add this one to the list. Step up, which means to take more responsibility or help out when needed. I really appreciate you stepping up last week. I really appreciate you stepping up last week. The next one is be on top of something, which means you're managing it well and staying organized. She's really on top of things with a new project. She's really on top of things with a new project. I'd say this one is a favorite among native speakers. Drop the ball, which means to make a mistake or forget to do something. I dropped the ball. I forgot to send the client update. I dropped the ball. I forgot to send the client update. Let's not miss this one. Run into a problem, which means to face an unexpected issue. We ran into a problem with a software update. We ran into a problem with a software update. This one's short but powerful. Sort it out, which means to fix or solve a problem. There was a mix-up, but we sorted out quickly. There was a mix-up, but we sorted out quickly. And our last phrase for this video, in a bind, which means you're in a difficult situation and need help or a quick solution. I'm in a bind. Can you cover my shift? I'm in a bind. Can you cover my shift? All right, great job, you guys. That is it for today's practice. I really hope you enjoyed it. Give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you in the next one as usual. Bye.